How are you doing today?
All right, how about you?
That's great to hear.
Non-apologetic news, not what you're used to. Non-apologetic news, telling you the truth. Non-apologetic news, saying what they're scared to. Non-apologetic news, non-apologetic news.
Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Non-Apologetic News. Today we have shoplifters gone crazy. People calling 911 on KFC workers, and you'll never guess what this mother found that belonged to her son. All this and more on Non-Apologetic News. How are you doing today?
All right, how about you?
That's great to hear. All right, so we're going to Florida. And this one is a crazy one. So what we have here is we have a shoplifter. Okay, that in itself is not that out of the ordinary. A Florida man was arrested after stealing a full-size crossbow and shoving it down his trousers. I have a video here. This is, there's no audio, but it's the surveillance of the man. So, he has a crutch. He's shoving this full-size crossbow down his sweatpants. Those are like the sweatpants of the people who have given up in life, you know? Okay, wait for him to turn around. Look at that. Hold on, let's pause that. Look at that bulge in his trousers. Is that not crazy? And look, he didn't tuck his shirt all the way down. That's the crossbow. Like, you can actually see it stuck above his trouser line, if you will. But look at this bulge.
That's not noticeable at all.
Nope. And this guy is like in his 60s. Like, come on, man. Okay. So now he looks up at the camera and he just leaves. And you think, well, they probably stopped him on his way out, but that is not the case. So he didn't wind up actually getting arrested for this crime till I believe it was 2 days later. He made it out, but they had the surveillance footage. They knew who he was, and that was more or less that. And I looked up this brand of crossbows. It is a Raven Rio. They start at $1,500, and they go all the way up to about $3,500.
Damn.
But the sad thing is, on the street, he would have only got like $500, maybe, you know, probably more like $200 just to whoever would buy it. I think it is a very sad thing. And there is a way to do this. There's a way to get away with this, and it's not that way. I remember when we were little, like, I'm talking about like before I could even drive, I was coming up with like these complex shoplifting schemes. Like, I had this one where, you might remember this because everybody ruined it for me by, I told someone and then they winded up all doing it wrong. So we had a bookstore or a media store called Hastings. And they had books that were like $500 to $1,000. So my thought was, we'd have someone, or we'd go in there, we'd steal the books, we'd take them back the next day for a gift card. For the gift card, we would buy brand new PlayStation or Xbox games, take them, they were $50, take them right down the road to Game Exchange and get $35. So essentially, for every $100 that got stolen, we were getting 70 cash. And that was good enough for me, but we were having other people do it. Like, there's one guy, I'm not going to say his name, but I think you'll probably know kind of who I'm talking about. I told him about it. It's a friend of ours, little brother.
Oh, yeah.
And so he started going in, and he would just like jack the books, him and his whole crew. And then they just like walk right back in and then take it for the gift card, or try to not even get a gift card, try to get cash. And I don't know. They just winded up making it to where they locked up all the books. But I mean, I was like 40 years younger than this guy, and I was doing a better job than he was. I remember one time we got like super brazen. It was actually the guy I'm talking about's older brother, right? Hell of a family. Now, it was Black Friday. So our idea was we were going to get 2 Hot Topic bags, and we put like a pair of jeans in the bottom where they had some weight and didn't look out of place, right? So we had a way we could pop open those like video game displays, you know, those glass sliding doors, you know?
Yeah.
So we were like, we're going to wait till the busiest part of the day. We're going to go in there. It was in Sears. We're going to pop it open, and we're just going to rake them all in, right? But it was in like a little nook where we didn't figure anyone would be. No one was. What I didn't know is that the guy I was with, a woman had came around the corner, and instead of stopping and telling me to stop, which was the plan, he just kept on going and then didn't say anything to me. So we're walking out, And so apparently the woman had seen him put one in his jacket pocket. So the guy tries stopping us as we're getting in the car. And he didn't know anything about the bags. He points at the guy and he's like, hey, in your jacket pocket, I know you got a game. And I was like, yeah, we don't have anything. And then I just hopped in the vehicle, pulled out and left. But we were so paranoid, we stopped at like a drainage, like the pipes, they put like underneath the pavement.
Yeah.
And we threw all the games in there, went and got his vehicle, came back, saw like the police were there getting statements and stuff, We picked up the games, and it was at that point I was like, all right, unless I'm going to move on to armed robbery, I think I've reached like the top. Because it was at the point where like one of us was like walking out of like the mall with like a full game console with like a jacket. So you're holding your jacket out like this with your arms trying to hold the box at the same time, walking through the mall, until you can see a side entrance. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. You get into shoplifting when you were younger?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. I just stayed drunk a whole summer, fucking just go in and steal a couple of these tape measures, like $50-$60 a piece. One Walmart, take it to the other Walmart, get it, then have somebody buy the fucking beer and E&J.
Oh, nice. Now, back in the day, though, if you stole from Walmart, the Walmart employees would fight you.
Yeah.
Like, I remember 15th Street Walmart, if you stole from there, you would get, like, dogpiled by, like, 5 of the cart pushers. I don't think they allow that in today's woke society. But, yeah, so this gentleman, funny tell, he is very stupid, definitely.
You's a dumb criminal. That's right. How'd you make it this far? Dumb criminal. Trying to steal a cop.
So, in closing, shoplifting is bad. And it's damn sure embarrassing if you get caught.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2022. If you kids are going to do anything, like scam some NFTs or something, like get on with it.
2 people were killed Thursday night after a camel apparently attacked them, then attacked those trying to help them.
I bet they was like,
I couldn't die. I got caught tomorrow.
The camel was reported to be loose near Shirley Farms on South Bluff Road. Not only was the camel loose, but it was witnessed to be attacking people. They received a call around 4:44 p.m. When deputies arrived at the scene, 2 victims were unconscious on the ground.
So what happened to the camel?
Well, let's find
That'd
out.
be a good band name, Camel.
Before the scene was secured, the camel was still on the loose. The camel attacked a sheriff's car and started coming towards the deputies who were moving the victims. The camel was put down for the safety of everyone on the scene.
Okay, so how'd the camel get loose then? Because if it was because of the irresponsibility of the owner, maybe you didn't have to shoot him in the fucking head,
Right? And how does a camel attack? I thought they just like spit when they were...
Maybe they also swallow.
Hey! Do they swing? I know they got like long necks, kind of swing
Maybe
their
they
head,
kick like a horse, and then maybe they can get up on the back too and give you a
just
good
stomp the shit out of you.
tree sentinel night, fucking
Right.
booming. Nah, that is good. What would you do if a camel was coming at you? Not the kind you're used to.
I don't know. I've never thought about that situation, but no, I guess I need to.
I've been
Next
in
time
this-
I take my little one to a petting zoo or something.
I've been in situations like recently. I had the bull that was loose in this area that was just a few feet from me, and that was pretty crazy because I pulled my gun out and I'm slowly walking back, but it was like the movie because that thing was like following my step, and I'm out in the field. There's a telephone pole. So I was like, well, I'm going to do-si-do around this thing and then fucking take off. And that's exactly what I did, but I would have shot it. Same thing. Any camel comes at me, I'm going to put some holes in it. That's in any sense of the word.
So start carrying a gun in fear of camels.
How are you doing with your journey through the lands between?
It's like a level 104 now.
Remember, if you're going to do multiplayer, you got to stop at 150. If everyone doesn't know, that's sort of the preset thing if you want to continue to be summoned, and if they open up a multiplayer arena, which I don't see why they wouldn't.
Right.
Because you notice there's 2 actual arenas in the game that you can't get into. There's one early in the game underneath that broken bridge that you need to cross to activate your first great rune.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I found that one.
Yeah, it's closed. And then there's one, I don't think you're to the air. Well, you are. It's in that capital. I don't know how far you are
Atlas
into
Plateau.
the capital. Nah, like you made it past the tree sentinel guy and then you actually went into the capital.
Oh, yeah.
It's around there. I don't want to tell you too much. How far do you make it into the capital?
Not too far. I say I might give you a summon later.
Yeah, say you got lucky, man, having me on that tree, the draconic tree sentinel. I literally thought that was the one that was going to make me not be able to progress into the game. And then me and you just smeared it across the side of a rock. I even tried summoning people in. They all just flat out died. We never even saw phase 2. We pushed them against a wall and just raped them. Redo that. We pushed them against a wall and just murked them out, man. It was no match for these two sun bros. Next up, we have the craziest thing a woman found in the basement of her son's. Spoiler alert, it was his dismembered body. Should have had a laugh track ready. All right, we're going to play a little bit of a game. At a certain point in this story, I'm going to start asking you questions, so do not look at the screen. If you can answer, if you can fill in the blank of what they were doing, I will give you $10 for every correct answer.
All right.
Up to, apparently, 2. All right, so 25-year-old man, he was found dismembered by his mother. Okay, a light was left. She heard a door slam. It was his girlfriend leaving, and a light was left on. So she goes downstairs. She turns the light on. She saw blood on the mattress. There was a bucket with a towel on top of it and a storage tote on the floor nearby. In the tote was her son's severed head, male organ, and torso. Okay. The rest of the body was found in a crock pot in the back of a 24-year-old suspect's van. When confronted by authorities, she recounted the alleged events that led up to the horrific crime. Okay, here we go. Fill in the blank. It all began earlier that day when this young man and his girlfriend were smoking.
Yeah, this sounds like a meth story.
Meth! We have a ring-a-ding-ding! I don't even have my sound effects ready. $10 to you. I might even start... there's a wrong one. What do we do for right one?
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were smoking meth together. And according to this young lady, they went to his mother's house later that evening to engage in sexual intercourse involving chains and what?
Ooh.
Sexual intercourse involving chains and...
Say whiffs?
Wrong! Asphyxiation.
Oh.
Chains and choking. Love it. That's when this woman said she went crazy and blacked out while choking the young man. When she realized he was coughing up blood, she stated that she liked it. She continued to choke him till he passed away. Afterwards, what did she do with his body for 3 hours?
Well, I'm going to say she cut it up. Unless she finished.
Finished what?
Fucking the corpse, I guess.
That's another... We don't have our buttons lined up. That's another $10 for you. She had sex with the corpse for 3 hours.
Jeez.
Let's stop for a minute and talk about
3
that.
minutes.
So, how did she have sex with him for 3 hours? Like, they can make the joke, rigor mortis, but no, it was a flopping down. It wasn't doing anything. Like,
she just fucking held it and crammed it in there. Fucking.
I had a chick do that once. I was pretty... I'll screw it. I'll
But
tell
you're
the
supposed to
story.
have a fucking big old package there.
I was super young, and I had just gotten off super quick, right? And this chick was fine. So she just like grabs my little flaccid worm and starts rubbing it all over herself. And I can remember her words to this day. She was like, "I can't believe your stamina." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Good stuff. Don't remember her name. Sure, she doesn't remember mine. So she winded up having sex with him for 3 hours, then dismembered his body with a bread knife.
Jeez.
So in
A bread knife.
That's what I thought too. In the statement she gave to police, she said she used the bread knife because it made it easier to cut up his body. Now, she only had his legs, feet in her van and allegedly planned on taking the rest of the body parts left at his mother's house, but she said she got lazy.
Of course.
She had more important things to do than to cover up this murder, essentially. So, in closing, this woman is absolutely gorgeous. Let's pop a picture of her up right there, which just goes to show you the more gorgeous a woman is, the more batshit crazy she is as well. And that's some advice you can take to the bank. To all you youngins listening, the prettier she is, woo, watch out.
All right. An Ohio woman calls 911 to complain about her KFC order.
Dude, we going to Sizzler tonight, baby!
Police in Ohio are reminding the public not to call 911 about their fast food disputes after a woman used the emergency number to complain about her KFC order. Shargan Valley Dispatch 911 received a call on Tuesday from a woman who told a dispatcher she did not receive enough chicken at the KFC drive-thru. The woman said she had... Actually, you know what? I think we have the phone call right here.
All right, go ahead.
I came here earlier and I bought some chicken. I bought some chicken for $25.99, which should have been 8 pieces. I only got 4 pieces of chicken in here, and the manager gonna say he packed the bag, but I only got 4 pieces of chicken, and I want my chicken.
That's going to be more of a civil matter. You'd have to take it up with management and then maybe someone above him. There's not much the police can do about it.
So you can't help me get my chicken.
Well, and
all right, and apparently she has birds, so that's amazing. She's eating chicken, but she loves her birds.
That's crazy.
Did she go back? Did she finally get her extra 4 pieces of chicken?
I'm not sure.
Because everyone wants to know.
Find out. Okay, so after talking with dispatch, the department said an officer arrived at the eatery and told the woman there was nothing he could do about her issue. Police Chief Scott Meyer said the situation should serve as a reminder to public not to use 911 for this kind of bullshit.
Well, I think that the people there should have been
jailed for life.
Because that is crazy. But it's our entitledness. Plus, you know what? It's doing you a benefit if you only get 4 out of them 8 pieces. You know what I mean? Like, I know a buddy of mine, he's real into sweets. I like cupcakes, so I buy them little bite-sized cupcakes. You get like 8 or 12 of them, from Walmart bakery. But he's like, man, for that same price, you can get like 20 of the big ones. And I'm like, but if I buy 20 of the big ones, I'm going to eat fucking 20 of the big ones. You know what I mean? I'd rather take in 1,000 calories of these and spend an extra $1 than, 18,000 calories and eat the whole damn bakery and look like a fat fuck before too much longer. But yeah, that is a very heartwarming tale.
Yeah, and it doesn't say. We'll never know if she ever got her chicken.
We'll never know. You know that a woman who calls the police like this too, this is like ever growing, like this is like the most important thing in her life. And every time she drives by that for weeks, anytime someone could say something about KFC 8 years from now. Actually, if she's that in chicken, she probably won't be around 8 years from now. But if she is, she'll be like, they fucked up my order. Don't ever go there. I got 4. It ruined my evening. It ruined my month. I'm on limited income, which you shouldn't be eating fucking fast food if you're on limited income. It costs more than the store. Dummy. All right. We will be back here next Wednesday. Share this video with your friends. I'm sure they will love it. Ha ha. Next Wednesday, we will be back with every piece of news that you never knew you needed. I am Travisty. Next to me, as always, is Body Bag. Who died? Do not watch the news. Good night.
Non-apologetic news.